Okay, I fixed the audio issue I had in my previous video, so we're back for another one. In the previous video, we solved the kata for Rust on level 8, which is the easiest. Now we're going to look at level 7. It's going to be slightly harder. So let's do this one. All right. So it's saying that this kata is the first of a sequence of 4 about squared strings. You are given a string of n lines, each substring being n characters long. For example, we can see a string. It's consisting of 4 characters, empty line, 4 characters, empty line, 4 characters, empty line. Okay, since there are 4 lines, each of them are 4 characters long. We can do a vertical mirror. What this does apparently is just takes each individual line and then with the line just reverts the order of that single line, keeps the same thing, keeps it the same way. Now the horizontal mirror does it the other way around, just takes each line and then reorders them. So it's not internal to the line, but the whole line gets moved up and down in the order. So we're going to have to write both functions for. Just going quickly through the rest of the problem statement until we start solving it. All right. Cool. Let's just jump into it. We'll see what the tests look like and what we have to write. Cool. So I guess for that, in any case, we're going to have to split our string, split it to have, well, each line. So we can just start by doing that. We're just going to write s dot split. I think if we just do that, we're going to have a collection, not yet the split result. We need to collect into, probably we want a vec of string, and then what we want to do with the horizontal mirror is just reverse the order. So reverse the order, not sure how to do that exactly, just going to Google that. Reverse. Okay, I'm going to type Rust reverse vector. Okay, maybe this one. Okay, you can just dot rev dot collect. Maybe I'll need an iter first, an iter to turn that into an iterable dot rev dot collect. And now we have a vector of strings. I'm just going to replace that by a string. It's going to make everything a bit simpler. Now we just have to join this vector, this reversed vector of string, and join that with the same character we used before, \n. And I think that's going to be it. Before we test that, I'm also going to write the vertical mirror, so we're going to start exactly the same way. Going to split that with \n, so we have a vector of strings like that. Then we're going to iterate on that vector, and for each one of them, each one of the lines, going to say, okay, something with line. I'm going to map it. So for each line in that vector of strings, a vector of lines, going to apply something. We're going to do a vertical mirror. So I think we have to do something like that. We're going to split that string into individual characters. I don't remember if that's already iterable or if we have to type .iter. I'll try without it. We'll see if the compiler complains. Maybe for the next challenges I'll use my own IDE. So I'll have some syntax highlighting and some direct error messages and whatnot. That will probably make it easier to debug and to write. So, okay. For each character in the line, we have a vector. We're going to do the same basically. We're going to reverse, we're going to collect, and we're going to collect that as a string, and I think that's it. So now, if we collect this, we again have a vector of string, but this time each individual line has been reversed. So we collect that, and now we just have to do the same thing again. We just join that into a single string split by \n. So finally, my function of one variable. Okay, I don't understand this comment. Dots have to be replaced by function of one variable. Not sure I understand what this is about. If I look at the examples, this one is just using the horizontal mirror directly. This one is using the vertical mirror directly. Where's the upper? Okay. Okay, so it's expecting a function. So we're going to, okay, it's expecting a function. Okay, it's a keyword, so I'm just going to type the whole thing. I don't think it will like if it's called just fn. Looking at the colors there, it's doing some syntax highlighting. So I'll just name it function, and it's going to be something that takes a string and that returns a string. I'm not sure if that's the correct syntax, but then we're going to okay, the body of this upper function is going to apply this that we're passing horizontal mirror, or we're passing vertical mirror. Just going to apply that on the input on S, and it's going to return it, which is alright. So I'm expecting to run into syntax errors. I'm just going to run the test command, see where it complains, and then I'm just going to fix them one after the other. So function, okay. I'm not sure exactly how to type that. What I want to have there is just a, okay, I want to say that the parameter I'm expecting is a closure. It's something that takes, it's a closure that takes a string as parameter and returns a string as output. So I'm just going to type Rust. How can I search for that? Rust closure as parameter. Going to type Rust closure as a parameter. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm looking for. So if I just look at the official documentation, okay, we have to use generics apparently. Okay, we have F, it's an F. Okay, that's exactly what we're looking for. So I'm just trying to apply that to what I want. So just going to copy that I'll remove the comment over there. Just going to put that in there so I can copy it more easily. That's the signature of the function we want to use. So okay, function is f, type f, so we're going to make that generic, takes f. The where is after the return type, so we're going to type where here, and on the next line we're going to type the prototype of what our thing looks like. So it's a function that takes a string, returns a string. I think this is alright now, and then we just call the actual body in there. I'm just going to use exactly the same formatting that they have here, just leaving an empty space there. Going to type test. Okay, a value, okay, removing that first. A value of type vector string cannot be built from an iterator over elements of type pointed to str. Line 4. Okay, maybe this is what I want. I'm going to do the same thing here. In here it cannot infer what we're trying to do. Let's do the same thing here. We have more. Okay, we have one more here. The value of type vec of address of an str cannot be built. Okay. I think we're just turning a pointer for no good reason there. I think that's what we have to do. I'm not entirely sure. Oh no, never mind, it's line 7. Okay, that's annoying. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not exactly sure how all of this works. Usually I just try things and see if they work. That's what I do. So I will probably need to, yes. Okay, I know what I want to do now. So I should at some point try to understand a bit better all these functional things and how it plays together, and all the strings. Strings are a bit confusing to me still in Rust. I don't know exactly when to use a string, when to use that signature. I'm not even sure what this means exactly, but yeah. What's complaining about now? Okay, we have a reference of an str, and it cannot join on it, so we just want an str. So I guess we can do something like that. We need to map. It's a line, right? So it's a line, and then we're going to just pass line dot to string. Not sure if that's going to help. Maybe we can just actually unreference that. So if we do that, it will probably complain about the collect. So just looking if this will work. So we're dereferencing here. Going to see if that will work for us. Okay, alright, map doesn't exist for that. Maybe we can do that. Line 17 now. Okay, it's happy with this. Let's look at the vertical mirror now. Line 17. This is it. I don't think my asref worked. Okay, it's owned. So if we do the same trick, remove the asref, test what it does. Line 18 now. Oh yeah, we're collecting it as a string. What if we collect it as this? Can be built. Okay, it has to be a string. I will make our lives easier. This one is a string. Okay, it's happy with that. Looks like our code is working, at least for the easy cases. Let's see the harder cases. See if our code breaks, and it doesn't. Just going to go ahead and submit that, and I think we're done. Sure, my solution isn't optimal. Okay, looks like some people have done it much more easily. I'd like to compare that with my solution. Just going to... Okay, where is mine? Oh, I guess you can compare. Just going to look at one that looks pretty tidy and then compare that with mine. This one looks good. This one, okay, I'm not sure what this, how this works. The underscore means we're not specifying a type. I have no idea why it would work and how it would work. Won't look at this one then. Okay, most of them look pretty similar. Let's compare the first one with my solution. Okay, here I split, then collect, then iter, then revert. It's just reverting directly. So it looks like my collect and iter were not useful there. I could do a revert directly after splitting. Cool. That's good to know. I'll try not to make that mistake again. What else? Directly after the collect, okay, no longer needs to map because it hasn't been collecting and iterating, so it doesn't need that step at all. Apart from that, the last two steps look exactly like what I've done. So it looks like if I just remove these three steps, it would be a bit easier to follow. For the second one, starting with a split. Okay, cool. Same error there. I didn't need to collect an iter. I could just directly map. So in the same thing, .cars, .rev, .collect a string. So here we have done exactly the same thing. It doesn't need to dereference here because it hasn't done the error I've made here. And it collects into a vector of string, exactly what I've done, and join is exactly the same. In there, okay, you didn't need the where. So the documentation I've seen here, maybe it was outdated, maybe makes it easier to understand for some people. I really like that better. I feel like it's much easier to follow instead of having to follow things. Okay, there's a F, it's a generic, then this is what F looks like. I feel like this is much easier to read. Cool, I'm going to leave it there. Maybe I can fork mine and solve the past issues, the things I've done. Wait, this is not mine. Okay, I'll just drop it there.